Hello, everyone, and thank you for attending this webinar session on practical guidance. Essentially, practical guidance is a tool that you use if you want to look up practice notes, forms, clauses, checklists, items of that nature. And the way that you access practical guidance is when you first log on to Lexis, you want to click on these dots up here at the top, and this will appear in the same area if you're on the Lexis homepage. And this is your product menu. And this will house all the ancillary Lexis products that the firm subscribes to. Keep in mind that your list will look different than mine just because I work here. But this is how you would go to access practical guidance. And this is the practical guidance homepage. Now, there are a few ways of how you search on this homepage. The first way is the search box. In the search box, any term that you put in here, keep in mind that this will only be searching through practice notes, templates, clauses, things of that nature. And you can select a pre-filter such as practice area and or jurisdiction. And then you select the red magnifying glass to run the search. Second way of searching is to come down here to the practice areas menu. And the firm subscribes to all the practice areas, so you can click on any practice area of your choosing. For this example, I'm going to click on civil litigation. Once you're within the civil litigation homepage, once again, you have a search box where any terms you put in here will now already be tailored towards civil litigation. Once again, you can select the jurisdiction, and then you can select the red magnifying glass to run the search. The second way of searching is to come down to topics and tasks. This breaks down civil litigation into the major topics and tasks where you can click on any of these options to get your research started. So if I were to click on discovery, I can see that there is a little over 500 practice notes, a little over 300 templates. We have checklists, articles, and secondary materials. I have filtering options to get through those results. Let's say if we want to see what's available in New York. So I can see that there's 29 practice notes as it pertains to discovery in New York. And if I look at hit number 3, deposition resource kit, anytime you see resource kit next to a topic or task, this is going to house all the ancillary content within one document. So I can see in the related content box that this resource kit has 16 practice notes, 25 templates, clauses, and checklists, and 2 statutes and legislation. Now, what's nice about resource kits is these are written very reader-friendly, essentially a how-to when you're going through a particular topic or task. As you can see, there are hyperlinks out to all the different content types. Resource kits are great for associates if you need to get up to speed on a topic or task within a practice area. They're also great for partners or people that have been practicing for a while, where you want to double check something. And we have resource kits in every practice area, and I'll show you momentarily how to access those resource kits. Now, if I go back to the civil litigation homepage, I want to quickly show you a template. And I'm going to go back to discovery. And next, I'm going to go to the templates content type and select it. And then I'm going to narrow it down to Michigan. And I'm going to select interrogatories. Now, what's nice about our templates is that they are written by practitioners such as yourself. This particular template was drafted by Linda M. Watson from Clark Hill PLC. And we also have drafting notes included in these templates, as well as clauses, which you can alternate them. And so as you're looking at a sample template, You'll have these drafting notes that explain why a particular paragraph or entry is placed where it is. And then, of course, as mentioned a few seconds ago, if you want to swap out clauses, you do have a link here where you can see alternate clauses. You can download the form in Word, so that way you can manipulate it. And so that just gives you an idea of a model template within practical guidance. Now, in terms of resource kits, if I go back out to the practical guidance homepage and come down to the tools and resource box, you'll notice there's a link here for resource kits. And this will house, in this example, 608 resource kits. You can tailor those by jurisdiction, practice area. And so this is where you would go to see what's available for the particular practice area that you're within. Next, I'd like to show you what's called state law comparison tool. State law comparison tool is great if you want to quickly find primary law within your practice area on a particular topic. You can also find multiple states, their primary law if needed. And so to show you an example of what I'm talking about, I'm just going to go ahead and click on state law comparison tool. These are all the practice areas where you can get primary law fairly quickly. In this example, I'm going to do labor and employment. And these are all the topics within labor and employment where I can get the primary law on. I'm going to click discrimination, harassment, and retaliation. And I can now select as many jurisdictions as I want to get the primary law on. So I'm going to select some of the firm locations. I'm going to do Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and Illinois. Hit continue. And here's a list of all the questions that can be answered for you as it pertains to discrimination, harassment, and retaliation. If I like all these questions, I can hit select all, or I can manually check off which questions I want to be answered. And then I simply select download report. You can download your report into Microsoft Excel, Word, or PDF format. And then it just takes a couple of seconds to access that report. Once you've downloaded your report, you'll initially be brought into the table of contents. So here, the table of contents will list every single question, the applicable jurisdictions, and the page number. Once you get past the table of contents, you'll be brought to your short answers. So here we're looking at our very first question, our first applicable jurisdiction, and then the short answer. And what's nice is that the hyperlinks are embedded in here. So if I want to see any of the primary law in full context, I can just click on the hyperlink and get straight to it. So this is great if you have to do any type of like 50-state surveys, or if you just want to look at one jurisdiction and get the primary law. You can see that this saves a lot of time for you in terms of researching, and the system just does that work for you. And so that is state law comparison tool. Now there are other tools and resources within the practical guidance, such as market standards. So if you want to look up public deals, market standards is where you would go for that. We have practice videos. We also have a tool on commercial leasing. Essentially, you fill out a survey. I do believe you get a gift card with it, and then you'll get access to commercial leases. And there are additional tools and resources by just clicking on View All. And that is essentially how you go about searching on practical guidance. Thank you very much for attending this webinar session. And if you have any questions, I will send you a follow-up email with my contact information. Please do not hesitate to reach out. Thank you very much.